So I'm just going to dive in. So I'm going to start with the first one and just go through them in order. Spoilers, obviously. I'll say this, I was surprised that we didn't start off with a trap in this movie, but I was actually fine with it because it felt appropriate for the movie. So starting with the eye trap. I find it funny that they actually made this kind of the poster. This is the one that they gave a clip to before the movie, and it turned out to be a thought or dream sequence kind of idea, which I liked. I actually think that was really cool that we got to see inside of John Kramer's mind. So this trap started with John in the hospital after his diagnosis and getting to, or after his treatment, and seeing a young man stealing from, or about to steal from his patients. And we get to see John's vision of what he's going to do to this young man. And I actually dug it. I thought it was pretty cool. Visually, it was really awesome to look at. The blue tint was cool. I'll say this, I don't know how sucking out your eyes would kill you. Maybe it would. I don't fucking know. Maybe you just bleed out. The whole idea is the guy has his fingers attached to some wires, and he has to turn the knob with his left hand and break his right hand's fingers. I'll say this right away. You suck up tubes to my eyes and tell me you're gonna suck them out, I'm gonna twist the knob completely. Like, I'll just break them fucking all easily. And I'm not like, I'm not a tough guy or nothing, but I'm not getting my eyes ripped out. Take my fucking fingers, take all 10 of my fucking fingers so I can keep my eyes. That's an easy decision. So the fact that the kid was going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fuck no. I'm breaking them all easily. It did feel a little bit of repetitive from what we had just seen in Spiral with the finger trap. And honestly, if I'm being honest, I think the finger trap in Spiral was kind of cooler. If we're kind of comparing finger traps, which I think these are the only two, but I think that one was a little cooler. Just breaking backwards. It's like the sound effect is what is the gruesomeness of it. But the finger trap in Spiral was fucking disturbing looking. Like, you saw the knuckles of the bones and everything after they were pulled off. So it would have been kind of cool if there wasn't that trap, if that could have been incorporated with this. I think that would have been awesome. The pipe bomb trap. And I was actually hoping for this guy to survive. And then when he did, I was like, oh, right on. This one was extremely effective for me. Like the him digging into it and having to pull out like wire. Wire is like getting cut with that and everything, like, it's just very gruesome. Also kind of cool to see a little bit of a pipe bomb. Like, I don't know, pipe bombs are cool. Like, I don't know, maybe that's just the little boy in me that likes to see things go boom. The design of them I thought were cool, and the way that he says, like, you know, you got to dig it out like a cancer, that was fucking cool. And the effect of the explosion was awesome. So it was cool that we actually got to see someone survive in the middle of this movie. And the fact that John is just standing there. Like, I love that John is just standing there the whole time. You know what I mean? And the guy's like screaming for him. The wire trap, or the saw wire trap, whatever the fuck we call it, the leg trap. I don't know what you call this one, but this one was probably the most effective for me. Just that zip sound, the effect. Even though I don't think you'd be able to do this, I think everybody agrees that you'd probably go into shock before you can fucking cut off your own leg, which. It's funny to me that, like, we started off this franchise. It's funny that we start off this franchise as like somebody just has to cut off their foot, and the whole time he can't do it to get to his family, and then you have shit like this where she has to cut off her whole goddamn leg, like that, and does it. So props to this girl, she fucking did it. And then once the wire does like start going and moving, the cut like a hot knife through butter effect, and the way that they moved the camera to show you was really fucking cool. It was a really effective. Again, a little repetitive. We've seen a decapitation in Saw before, but this one was way better than the one in Saw 5. I like that it was slower. It was the blade coming to them, not them coming to the blade. Both cool, but this one was way fucking cooler. Next, the brain surgery trap. Honestly, this is my least favorite trap, just because one, I don't know, like, just from the moment I saw it in the trailer, I was like, can you even do, like, I don't know, like, it just seems like a little far-fetched, like, to be able to perfectly cut a hole into your head without looking. I know you had the camera and the visual and everything, but to be able to do that and to pull, like, I don't know, maybe like when I think of the brain, like, you could just easily maybe pick a fucking wrong apart and all of a sudden you're just twitching. That's a tricky one, man. Like, well, he could easily just fucking kill himself, I feel like. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know shit about the brain, like, but it just seems like there was no exact spot that they shaved apart, but I don't know. It just seems, again, like you just pass out before you could do that, and it just seems like a lot for someone to do. And then the overall effect of the mask closing in, like it heating up, I kind of figured it was going to be a heating thing, which is really cool, but once it closed, I liked that it was that mask. I do wish it would have opened. I thought that would have been cool, and we just see he's like crisp. It's probably my least favorite. The radiation trap, the trap that I feel like I'd be able to, the trap I feel like I would probably be able to get out the most. Again, like when we look back at like Detective Matthews, how fucking, man, what a trooper that guy was, being able to smash his fucking ankle down, break his leg, and then pull his fucking like foot out easily, compared to how much some people struggle with getting out of these traps. Because this girl, I get it, it would be hard to bash your fucking hand and foot in, but I don't know, man. I love the idea of using radiation. I would have never thought of that. That was really cool, especially because it's connected to John. Again, I like when this is all cancer based, just using like a medical prop that was left there. That was really cool. The idea that she swings out of the way and then it just moves was really fucking cool. And just the idea of radiation just fucking being fucking forced onto you and weakening your body and just fucking you up. Like, I don't even know how that would feel. So it's like, you just gotta imagine how that would feel, and it's really up to you to make the worst fucking feeling. You know what I mean? Like, I think we can all we've all gotten little burns, so it's like, imagine what it'd be like to be on fire. We know that, but it's like, I feel like it's like a mental, it would fuck with your mentality, it would fuck with your body, it would just fuck with your bone. It was just, you know, like, it just really is disturbing to think about what that amount of radiation would do to you. Because again, I don't know shit about radiation, but I know it ain't good. So yeah, I feel like if it were me, like, I just feel like she got the easiest one, you know what I mean? Just fucking break your fucking hand. Like, she didn't have to fuck. Believe me, I would take that one over having to saw my fucking leg off. Okay. Next, we've got the blood boarding trap. This one was probably one of my favorites, and the reason being is it was obvious to me that it was a setup, that John was meant to go in, that they were all playing into John's game, everything was happening the way it was supposed to. I saw that coming, but the boy being in the trap, the little boy turning up, and John's face of how, you know, somebody that's been 5 steps ahead of everyone, and he didn't foresee this, and he looked genuinely scared. It was cool to see the monster get scared, and the effect, the thick blood, it was dark, it was black, it wasn't, you know, they got a good, it was gross looking. That was awesome. The boy was really cool, and to see that Amanda was genuinely disturbed by this. She knew that was supposed to be her, and I have to imagine if it was both of them in the trap, they would just go back and forth. Like, that was probably the plan, that they were just going to take a little at each point. But yeah, it was obvious to me because I thought way before the guy said it, that if she was supposed to be the last one, why is the trap made for 2 people? So that was obvious to me. Maybe somebody would have thought it was supposed to be her and her husband. I don't know. But the fact, what makes me love this trap is, or this test, is that I love that it wasn't made for John to have to show his strength, but John really had to get tested. This was actually John's test, that if he, a man who is weak and is literally dying, and his body is being weakened more and more every day, and he feels it, he has to muster up the strength to hold on to that lever, because the boy is actually, he's seeing that the boy is willing to sacrifice himself, and the boy is actually trying to save him. And I thought that was really cool, that John had to hold on, and John was willing to risk his life to save the boy. I thought that was fucking cool. It makes John, this monster, even though we love him, kind of into a hero in a way, in a weird way, even though he put us all in this situation. And just his little what he tells the boy about being a warrior, that was fucking awesome. And how we got there and everything about it, and it was a big scale thing, and it wasn't like so over the top where it's like, what is this? It wasn't the Iron Pig where it feels like a goddamn transformer coming out of the ground. We're like, how the fuck do you build that? Like, it just felt like it was a piece of the factory that they were in. Last, we have the gas chamber, which I'll say kind of obvious. I didn't know it was gonna be gas. I was actually hoping for acid. I was hoping for like acid sprinklers or something to come on, but when it was gas, that's fine. We just never get, I feel like we've never gotten a good effect with gas, except for like in Saw 2, where like the girl just does die because she's breathing in the gas. But I don't know, there's like an effect in my head of like people's skin fucking peeling off and shit like that, and it becoming like acid gas and stuff. Like, she just ends up killing the guy, and then she has to stick her head. I guess that's clever that like only one of them is going to be able to survive. It just kind of left me hanging a little bit. It left me slightly unsatisfied, you know what I mean? And I'm sure there's a lot of people that felt that, but I feel like the overall movie was fine for me, just seeing her so vulnerable, just sticking there. Even though I feel like she didn't really deserve to live. I just don't, like, I don't know, again, like, it doesn't, like, I guess, is she just sitting there now? Is she stuck there? Is she gotta wait for the door? Is she just gonna die with her fucking head through a hole? I don't know, like, I don't know, and that's kind of how it just left you. But I guess it's up to our imagination. It was fine. It was predictable. Once they go in that room, I'm like, okay, you're falling for his trap. For me, the bloodboarding was way cooler than the last trap that we got. I feel like it kind of, I almost would have had the gas come out and then they wake up in traps or something, or they wake up in the bloodboarding or something like that. You know what I mean? I feel like that kind of, there's a little more of a satisfying end for them to fight rather than them just fighting and her killing him. Something like the tug of war trap in Saw 4, where one's mouth is sewn and the other guy's eyes are like sewn, so they both have to fight before this fucking machine winds them up. I kind of would have liked to see something a little more like that, but that's just me. If I'm just judging this trap, so it's a gas room. It's not my favorite, but the overall end and third act of this movie fucking are awesome. So I can forgive it for having a little bit of a weakness. The bloodboarding saves it. But yeah, so that's my little review on this. Oops. Okay, let's just pause right here. I forgot to talk about the end credit scene or mid credit scene. So let me just give my quick thoughts. Obviously this was fan service to just show the bathroom when in a movie where they didn't write the bathroom in, and to give a little bit of Hoffman. Honestly, it's kind of whatever. It was just a nice little cherry on top. I was actually wondering what happened to this guy throughout the whole thing, because I was like, okay, well, that guy obviously lied, so where is he? So that did just kind of at least satisfy that little itch in the back of my head. it didn't seem like he was actually playing a game. It just seemed like they just turned something on that was going to kill him. One last little hoorah. I would have liked one last game. I thought it would have been cool, like I said earlier, if we would have gotten actually, I think it would have been cool if we would have seen Cecilia wake up in that room with him, and that was kind of the final thing where that kind of answered what happened to her, and then we got a battle between them or something. I know it would have meant that she had 2 games, but if it turned out that that wasn't even her game in the gas room, that was supposed to be her boyfriend's game, and now this is her game in the bathroom. It kind of would have just tied it all together. We got one last versus thing or something. But yeah, so, and I understand that I missed quite a few things in detail with this review, but you know, yeah, that's just kind of what happens sometimes. All right. And if you like this video, I've got other Saw videos, so feel free to look. Thank you for watching.